Ever heard of someone getting stuck in a vacuum cleaner? What about landing in the EI with something inside that definitely shouldn't be there? You'd be surprised how often masturbation takes a turn for the worst. And trust me, some of these stories will make you double-check your choices. Masturbation totally normal, right? But what happens when things go very wrong? From horrifying e-visits to objects that should never go near your body, today we're breaking down the most cringe-worthy, painful, and downright shocking ways people have managed to mess up self-pleasure. And before you think, that could never happen to me, just wait until you hear what's on this list. Now, before we get into the nightmare fuel, let's be real, most people do it. It's natural, it's healthy, and it has some benefits. But when you get too creative or careless, that's when things take a dark, painful turn. So what kind of mistakes are we talking about? Using objects that have no business being there. Injuries from going too hard, getting caught in the worst possible situations, and let's just say some people don't know how vacuums work. Let's start with one of the most common and painful mistakes. 1. The stuck object horror stories. Doctors have heard it all. And yes, some people do end up in the ER because they decided to experiment with objects that absolutely shouldn't be anywhere near their body. The light bulb incident. A guy thought a light bulb would be a great idea. Why? Who knows? But he didn't consider one crucial thing: vacuum suction. As soon as it went in, he realized he couldn't pull it back out. The more he tried, the more it sucked itself deeper in. Now, you don't need to be a doctor to know that glass plastic body parts equals a horrible idea. Long story short, he needed emergency surgery. And a lifetime of regret. The USB cable nightmare. Yes, you heard that right. A man inserted an actual USB cable into himself. Why? To measure something, apparently. But he quickly learned that removing a tangled USB cord from your urethra is not a fun experience. Doctors had to carefully unravel the mess inside him. And let's just say he'll never charge his phone the same way again. 2. The vacuum cleaner myth. This one is so common that doctors expect it at this point. Some people believe the myth that a vacuum cleaner can enhance the experience. What actually happens is suction too strong for human skin, leading to extreme bruising, bleeding, and in some cases, permanent damage. One man found this out the hard way when he tried it on full power. The suction latched on like a horror movie monster and wouldn't let go. By the time he reached the hospital, his skin was nearly torn off. Moral of this story? Vacuum cleaners are for carpets, not body parts. 3. The too much friction fails. Some people don't know when to stop. Literally. One guy decided he was going to break his personal record, except he didn't realize that too much friction can actually cause severe burns. Doctors call it friction burn syndrome, and if you ever wondered whether it's possible to literally rub your skin off, the answer is yes. And yes, it hurts exactly as much as it sounds. 4. The caught in the act disasters. Now let's talk about another nightmare: getting caught at the worst possible moment. The Zoom meeting mistake. Picture this: you're working from home. Cameras off. Microphones muted. You think, I've got time. Except you didn't mute the mic. One poor soul learned this the hard way during a Zoom meeting. His coworker sat in stunned silence as very questionable sounds played through his microphone. The best part? He didn't realize it until a coworker sent in a message. Dude, we can hear everything. Safe to say, he didn't show his face at work for a while. The smart TV nightmare. Ever connected your phone to a smart TV? One guy did, but he forgot that screen mirroring was on. Right as he was mid-activity, his screen popped up on the family TV in the living room. His parents, his siblings, everyone saw. No coming back from that one. 5. The medical emergencies that will make you cringe. Some accidents aren't just embarrassing, they're life-changing. Penile fracture. Yes, that's a real thing. Most people think you can't break it. Well, you can. And it's called a penile fracture. This usually happens when someone goes too hard and accidentally bends the wrong way. The result? A loud pop followed by excruciating pain and immediate swelling. One man had this happen while in action. His partner went down too hard and the sound alone made both of them scream. Doctors say this injury requires immediate surgery or else the damage can be permanent. The lube disaster. Lube is supposed to make things better, right? Well, one guy thought Vicks VapoRub would work just as well. If you've ever put Vicks near your nose and felt the burn, imagine that but 10 times worse. Within seconds, he was in agony. His skin felt like it was on fire. The worst part? It took hours to wear off. Look, do what you gotta do, but for the love of all things holy, be careful. If you take anything from this video, remember, no foreign objects. Ever. Vacuum cleaners belong on floors, not body parts. Friction burns are very real. If you're on a Zoom call, double check your mic. And most importantly, if it hurts, stop. Want to hear more insane stories? Watch this next video.